Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday, and we're going to do our hashtag Color Australia in April, and we're going to finish this off today, hopefully, with some Derwent pastels. And I don't have anybody visiting, so I sharpened these all up and got them all ready, and figured out a couple of things that I can do to my stubs so that I can get them all cleaned up. Alrighty. So I think we're going to start at the top and work our way down. So I'm going to take the raspberry. Oh, I have somebody. I wanted to show you guys something really cool that I got before I actually start because I don't want to mess up the picture. As you know, I have a ton of different pencils. Well, I've run out of bags to put them in. So I went on Amazon and I found, I'm going to move this over here for a second, and found this bag. It holds 300 pencils, but the really cool thing about it, I know that's a really bad angle, but I don't really want to move the camera too much because then I'd have to readjust it all. But the really cool thing about it is it opens on both sides, on one side as well as the other. And these pull right out with a Velcro. So you can take out an entire section from one side. I'll fit it back in the proper way later. And then on the other side, you can open it as well and do the same thing. So you're not having to muck too much with the pencil case, because sometimes the pencil case can be a little bit irritating when it's full of pencils and you're trying to get to the bottom row. You don't have to muck too much with it. These ones here come off as well. The bottom row doesn't have that that lip that the colored pencil bags have. I'll show you what I mean. If I can pull one of these out. There we go. So what I mean is, with the typical 300 slot pencil bag, it has one zipper that opens it halfway through, like right in the middle. And when you're trying to get to the bottom layer, you have this lip that you have to contend with. So it eliminates this lip, which is really cool. Seriously, considering upgrading all my bags to them. But yeah, I was really kind of impressed. So I can get to my pencils a lot easier than having to do this all the time, having to fold this all down, which is really awesome to me. I thought I'd share. And I'll leave a link to those in the about section, in the description, so that you can take a look at them, because it makes getting into the bags so much easier. And it holds 300 pencils, which to me is just awesome. You know, and with the fact that you can actually take out an entire section, you know, which holds, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30, 60, 120 pencils. So you can just take out an entire 120 pencils on one flap and be good to go. instead of having to deal with the edges of the bag, which is awesome. Hello, everyone. I am so happy that people have decided to join me. I was just showing off a bag that I purchased that I thought was cool. And we're going to finish up this Scott Howden picture for the hashtag colouraustraliainapril. And we're going to finish that off with doing the background with Derwent's and doing her tattoo with the Heath Roan gel pens that I got. And it should be fun. Let's see what kind of a mess we can make. All right, so I'm going to start at the top and work my way down so I'm not rubbing my arm on it because I will. And I've got different things to blend with, so I'm going to try different things because these are new to me, so I'm just feeling things out. I've got my stumps and I know those work really well. And I've figured out a fairly good way to sharpen them as well as get the color off. And this is a pumice stone. Hi, Joyce. You can lurk. It's okay. Good afternoon to you. So this is a pumice stone. You use it to get dead skin off of your feet. This is a brand new one. It's clean. I didn't grab one out of the bathroom. And but it seems to work quite well on getting the color as well as sharpening these, I can never remember what they're called, these paper stubs. So it just takes it right off. Now you get a little bit of pumice on there, so I've got a Kleenex here and wipe it off, and it just takes that color right off. It was kind of awesome. So I will be using that, and of course my sticks here. And I won't be doing it over the picture because, yeah, it'll leave pumice everywhere. But I couldn't find my sandpaper, and I found those and thought, well, those will work. They're pretty sandpapery. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm just trying to find my... I went through and cleaned up my desk last night so that I could find things today. There it is. Now I couldn't find my brush. Okay. So let's start up at the top here with a red. And we're going to use Raspberry 140. And I've got you on the main camera so that you can see pretty much everything that I'm doing here. If I do the close-up camera, it just does small areas at a time, even if I zoom it all the way out. So I'm just going to put down a layer of this wonderful red color. Sounds so scratchy. And for this larger area, I will probably use a larger thing to draw it down. Yeah, I think that's about where I want it to be. Maybe a little bit lower. I want it nice and dark up here, and then I'll draw it down into the orange. But I want up here to be nice and dark red. I might even go in there with some black at the very top. Try not to get it in her hair. Okay. Hi, Barb. You eat your lunch. Okay, so I'm going to use a typical round for the larger areas, and I'm just going to drag this down. Blend it all together. And that didn't do what I wanted it to do, but that's okay. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. It's good. It's fine. And then I'm just going to brush that off a little bit. And then we'll go in with our orange. And the same with over here. I don't think I put enough red over there. Might have to go in with a little bit more red. I don't know why, but this side of the paper seems to... Might be because I've put my arm on it previously. And now we're going to actually take one of the sticks and see if we can blend it in better. Get into areas in between her hair. Yeah, this seems to be working a little bit better. For blending it in. I'm just extending it down here. This has to sound absolutely horrible. It's a weird scratchy sound. I'm so not used to weird scratchy sounds when I'm coloring. I'm going to add a bit more red up there. Maybe go in the same direction that I did before. Blend that in around her hair there. Weird squeaky, horrible noise. but it seems to be blending it a lot easier than the pad, so we'll use this instead. I almost want to mute the mic. Just because it's a horrible squeaky noise. And of course, we'll extend it down. Try to get all those colors mixed together. And covered nicely. Okay. Okay, as long as you guys aren't going, oh my God, that's a horrible noise. Okay, so we're going to use the other side now because we're going to go in with some yellow. And I think I want this yellow. And we're going to go might need to bring that orange down a little bit. Now this was supposed to be yellow. I think I grabbed the wrong pencil. Let me look. Yeah, I did. This is a brownie yellow. That's okay. We'll add to it. We'll work with it. Oh, we'll spread it around and then we'll add some brighter yellow to it. I wanted that one for areas down there, so, but that's okay. We'll work with it. I'm not actually coloring with a heavy hand. I'm actually just glazing over the page. It just sounds like it's heavier. That's the yellow I wanted. That's the yellow I wanted. So I'm going to take this color off. I have tissue there for a reason and I didn't even use it. I used my hand. Just blending it all in. Bring it up into that orangey red color a bit. Give her a little bit more of a glow. Okay. So I'm just going up into the orange here a little bit. And I'll spread it around a bit. Get a little bit of yellow around her hair. Trying not to bend the page and trying to stay stay where I can see it. Okay. I'm gonna work from down here and move it upwards where I can keep the brighter color down here around the clouds. Well, smoke, I guess, because in my brain it's during the times of the fires. Okay. Yeah, I like how these, I know there's a name for them and I cannot think of the name for them, but I like how these sticks are giving me a little bit more control with blending. I've tried a couple of different things yesterday and while I was playing around with them, and these seem to give me the best control. Okay. I think I want a little bit more of the yellow in there. So I'm just going to put in a little bit and rub it around. And I'm just going to make it squeak more for you. Okay, so there's the sky done. I think I need to go over, what do you think? Should I go over the red again? I think I need to go over the red on this side again. I don't like how much that pad took off. Yeah, I'm going to go over this red a little bit, and then I'm going to add a bit of black into the top here, just to darken it up a little bit. And which side? This side. See if we can get up closer into the corners. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And now I'm just going to take the black, and I'm just going to go across the top here. Just a small thin line, and then I'll draw it down into the red a little bit. And then we'll use the red tip there. Sometimes it just seems to have a mind of its own. It says, yeah, no, I don't like this part of the paper. I don't want to be there. All right. I think that looks pretty good for a skyline. Yes, I will be using a fixative on it. Trying to get that black color and that off of the red tip, because The red I'm not too worried about. The yellow I'm not too worried about. Don't really want some black in there though. Now we're going to use a different one, a little bit smaller for the clouds. And we're going to, yeah, I think it just adds just a little bit to it. Since we're going to be adding some black in the center of these clouds, well, these smoke billows. I thought about doing it the way Tammy did with the oil pastels, but then I got these pastels for my birthday and I have to try it. So I'm just doing the center of the clouds. I will do some lighter gray down here and mix that into the yellow. And I will be doing some white up at the top and mixing it into the black, as well as down in this area. I'll be adding some grays and whites. Trying not to overtake her earring there. All right. So let's do a little bit of the gray. I have not ever used oil pastels. I've used them as a kid, but in my adult coloring stuff, I have not used oil pastels. I did once by accident because somebody told me to use a pastel for a background, and I didn't know about soft pastels at that point. So I ended up using them for a background, and I was very disappointed. But I saw Tammy use them for her background, and I thought that it looked really cool. She did an awesome job with them, and I wanted to give it a try, but I'll do it on a different one. I'll do it on a different one because I don't know how to do it yet, and sometimes you just have to go for it and just do it. Hi, Sylvie. Thank you for coming. But sometimes you just have to sit back and go, okay, well, let's practice with this for a little bit first. And I've never used these pastels before. I've used lesser expensive woodless ones. And I must say, they work completely different than these. So these are a bit of a learning curve on their own. I'm just putting in a little bit of white. And we'll take a look and see how that cloud looks. I think it looks okay. Does it look too yucky? It's supposed to be a cloud of smoke, so maybe we'll put a little bit more black in it, maybe. Or maybe we should just leave it alone and finish the rest of the picture and then add more. I always have this tendency to add more than I need without finishing the picture, and then it looks terrible compared to the rest because, yeah, I'll finish the picture first. Oh yeah, definitely. I have to practice too. Yeah. Yeah, as a kid, we used to use them in class all the time, like in elementary school and stuff for art. But as an adult, I know a little bit more about the mediums and that sort of thing, so I know better. I tried it once and I did not practice or anything. I just scribbled on the page and rubbed it around, and oh my goodness, I was so horrified at what I had just done to a picture that took me all day to color. It was one of my very first pictures, and I didn't know what to do with the background, so somebody told me to use pastel on it. And I didn't know. I just... Yes, yes, they were much more fun than crayons. But I didn't know the difference between oil pastel and chalk pastel. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I didn't know those were called pastels. I always called them chalk. If I would have known that, I would have just grabbed the kids' sidewalk chalk because I had some of that. Well, it wasn't even that I wanted it to look perfect. I didn't like the streakiness of it. It looked really, really streaky. And it didn't blend, or it just didn't. It looked like I scribbled on the page, which is what I did, but it really looked like I had. It did not give me the effect I wanted, that's for sure. Well, the ones I got actually came in my son has been homeschooled since grade 5 with a online school, and they actually came with his school supplies. So it's just a no-name brand pastel. I think I have some Art 101 ones around here somewhere. I want a little bit more yellow in there. And I did buy the right sharpener for the pastels because, yeah, I almost ruined one pastel trying to sharpen it with a different a sharpener. So I did buy the right one. Just want a little bit more yellow in here. All right, I'm going to take my yellow one, just blend that in a little bit. Sylvie, how are those pens? Have you gotten a chance to play with them? So I'm doing the same thing I did up here, down here. I'm going to add the white to this one. I didn't to this one. I'm leaving it gray. And then I'm going to add the white to this one so it stands out a little bit, as well as the yellow at the bottom. And in my brain, these are just plumes of smoke, billows of smoke coming from the fires. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I find that the pastels are a lot more forgiving, that's for sure. Like I said, I'm quite impressed with how much control these sticks give us with these pastels, blending them and moving them. Not too impressed with the sound they make, but my dog's probably over there wondering what the heck I'm doing. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad you like them. Have you gotten a chance to play with them at all? Oh, good. I'm glad that they are good pens. I haven't ever used any of the Ohuhu products, so I was a little leery. I told you I would figure it out. You have a small set of water soluble oils. That sounds a little strange, oil and water. It doesn't, in your brain, you don't think that that would work. It more than likely does, but when you hear it, you sit there going, oil and water. Probably works quite well, but the brain, it sits there going, yeah. Yeah, I like my pan pastels for a little bit better than I like blocks. I have some blocks and I'm not very fond of them. But I'm really liking these pencils. They are very nice. Oh, good. Can't wait to see it. Make sure I've got the right one in my hand here. Okay. Now I think that one's a little bit too white. So we'll move some of that black up a little bit. Maybe add a little bit more just so I can move it up. Yeah, I got the one set that I bought myself on sale, really cheap, and it was a whole 20 landscape set. And between the coupon I had and the discount that was on the site and everything else, it came out to less than $30 for the entire set. So I figured that was pretty cheap. And then my husband bought me some for Christmas. One year he bought me some metallics and pearlescence ones, and they're really nice. I keep on thinking I want the whole set, and then I just can't justify it. I use them mostly for backgrounds. If I colored with them more, I might be able to justify it, but I haven't gotten the hang of how to color with them, and I haven't gotten the hang of um, the what is it called? The tools. I haven't gotten a hang of using the tools properly, so. And up in Canada, Sylvie, those pastels are probably really expensive. Everything up there is always 10 times more expensive than it is anywhere else. Okay, so we've got one side of the clouds done, or smoke done. Does that look all right? So this side here, I'm going to do it as a lighter grays and whites. You know how smoke is dark at the source, and then as it dissipates, it lightens. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Well, yeah. Those are definitely the best way to do it, is to say, okay, this is what I want. So you got to, actually I want to do those black. So I'm just going to put a bit of the black in the center here. And spread it out, and then I'll use more whites and grays, if that makes sense. And we'll put in the yellow, and we'll put in some yellow down here at the base of the rocks. And now we need the gray that's in my hand. And we need the gray part of the stump. Yeah, they do last a very, very long time. I've had mine, the original set that I bought them just over almost 2 years ago now, and I've barely put a dent in them. So they do last a long time. And they are a good investment, especially if you use them for backgrounds and anything like that. So it makes it a quick, easy background, that's for sure. I'm going to take a bit of the black that I have on here already. I'm just going to put that in there a little bit. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, we can. Just give me a second here. Let's see. I'll give you a wrench. There, now you have a wrench. They definitely do need a bit of a smaller size. That is better for testing it out. And I'm quite sure if they made a smaller size, they'd probably sell them really fast. Anybody that wants to be a moderator can be a moderator. I will happily have all of you. And go through and give everybody wrenches. It's such a horrible noise. You love your tool. So if you do exclamation point love, that's a new one I'm going to put in there just for you. I'm going to put tool so that it'll say I love you. I love my tool. I'm going to put exclamation point tool. Okay, I'm just going to add a couple little hints of black in here. And we'll just rub it all in. All right. I know this is probably not very entertaining, but watch me try to figure these out. Of course, this is Amazon Tammy's hashtag. So if you're not already a subscriber to Amazon Tammy's YouTube, she is actually coloring the same picture as me, and will be going live at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to watch hers, she has actually done her background first in oil pastel. She is way braver than me. And she did it beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous coloring background. When she told me that she's only been coloring for a short period of time, I was astonished, because it took me more than most people, it seems, to get the hang of this. So but if you want to watch hers as well, she's coloring the same picture. She's doing it a little bit different, of course, and she's from Australia, so she knows a little bit more on how Australian stuff goes than I do. She is absolutely beautifully talented. Yes, exactly. And you can definitely erase pastel a lot easier than you can anything else. Hi, Rosario. All right. A little bit more on the smoke to do, and then we'll get into the other background areas here. I'm just going to add a little bit more black to this cloud down here than the gray. And I'm not going to blend in this black until I've added the gray, because I just want to make that gray a little bit darker. I don't want to make it black like those clouds were. And I could just use a darker gray, but I've already got this pencil out, so we'll use it. All right. Oh my goodness. Seems like my dog has a hairball. Just horked it up on my couch. All right. I think that's what the artist was going for, was a good Mad Max vibe. Also to give recognition to the Australian wildfires when he drew it. I don't know if he drew it during the wildfires or just put it out as an Australian picture for that time period. I'm not positive. I'd have to look at the date that he published the book. I watched a news report recently with the wildfires that were here in Oregon last year, And there is a artist here in Oregon that is collecting that. Yeah, exactly. Is collecting that ash and that charcoal and actually doing his artwork with that charcoal and that ash, which is really kind of cool. Yeah, I think you know, you love your fur babies and you love your children, but I'm quite sure that if one of my children was sitting on the couch hacking up a loogie and spitting it on my couch, I'd probably be upset with him. Where with my dog, it's like, oh, well, she's, hacking something up on my couch. And I completely missed this part of her shoulder pad. I'm going to have to color that before I get too far into here. So I got to grab my Holbeins. I completely missed her shoulder pad. How did I do that? That's horrible. So let's fix that. Okay. My desk is not big enough for 3 sets of pencils out. So I want some burnt umber. And I do believe it was these two. Can't believe that I completely missed this part of her shoulder pad. Yeah, exactly. Some days, I'm telling you. Mine are my youngest is 18. And I'm telling you, there are some days where I probably prefer the dog. He's at that age of, I know what I'm doing. You don't have to tell me, please stop telling me. But yet he's sitting there not doing what I need him to do. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, then start doing it. Yeah, it's a small enough area, but completely missed it. Okay, I think that looks similar to the other side. I always hate having to go back and color something that I've colored on that is the same as something else I've already colored days ago because it never looks right. I think that's all right. Tis all right. Now we will put these away because, yeah, my poor desk. I have so much stuff going on my desk. There we go. And if I could afford it, I'd replace all these bags and sell them. And I'd replace them all with the ones that open on both sides. Makes getting the pencils out so much easier. If you didn't see it, I will show again at the end of the video. I bought some new pencil bags, so I need. What do I need? I need a large eraser, and I don't know where I put my large eraser. There it is. Because something I said that I would try not to do, I of course did. And at some point stuck my arm in the background and drug it on down to the rest of the page. Yeah, no, my oldest is 26 and my youngest is 18. And both of them are in my craft rooms. I need them to get out of my craft rooms. I keep on teasing them. Just get out. I need my craft room. I'd be sad if they both moved out, but I would miss them. But then I'd have my craft room, so it would be compensated. Yeah, mine is an L-shaped desk in the corner of the living room behind the couch. I have 2 bookshelves that have my stuff on it. Everything else is on my desk. So I would love to have my craft room. I've got a bit of pumice on my desk, so I'm just brushing it off before I start on anything else. All right, so this one and this one and this one we're going to use for the background, the rocks and whatnot. So I've got a dark red, a terracotta orange, and a brown orange that I put in the wrong spot. So let's start with the terracotta or the dark red. And some of these shadow areas. Yes, definitely. The back of, because my desk sits right up against the back of the sofa. It's catching quite a bit of it. All right, now I'm going to use one of these really small ones. And I'm just going to move it a little bit. I'm not going to drag it out too far. And I will go over it with the orangey red. I'm just going to remove a little bit of that excess. And I'll go over it with a bit of a terracotta color. Not right up against where I've put the darker red, but where all the excess is. All right, and then we're going to take our terracotta red. And we're going to go into I know it doesn't look like it's a lot different, but it is a bit oranger. All right, and then we're going to take our wonderful little stick here. Hopefully that looks all right. All right. Now I'm going to dust it off because I want to, and I'm going to get a separate one altogether, and I'm going to go down with the yellowy brown color. And it looks like I might have to use this yellow, this darker, brighter yellow for the areas that I want that. All right. Hopefully that looks all right. And we'll use this tip that I was using for the yellows. And then we'll take the brown again. And we'll go in. And I need to wash my hands after this. I keep on rubbing my hands into it. Well, it's definitely not as quick as Tammy, but she had that entire background all done in like half an hour. It was awesome. So I'm going to do this back part here in the lighter brown color. And I'm going to add a bit of that terracotta to it. And And then we'll bring it all together. And one good thing about pastels as well is with these chalk pastels, it doesn't usually stick to wax pencils. So doing them as a background for pencils, I just wrote on myself. You can definitely get, like with the pan pastels and the pastel sticks, when you rub it across your page, it's not going to stick to that picture as much as an oil pastel or anything like that. And it's easily removed with just a little bit of eraser, which is awesome. Okay, and I want a touch more of that terracotta on the edges here. Oh, cool. Yeah, I keep on looking at that set on Amazon, but they're $65. I know this set was a lot more expensive, but I didn't buy them. So I guess technically I did because I put them on my list and I know what happens to my list at my birthday. Absolutely, they may be better because a lot of times the older stuff has a better mixture because things weren't as expensive. Where nowadays things are so much more expensive, and the cost to make them is a little bit more. So the companies cheap out and use the least expensive things possible. Well, I hope they are really nice. I keep on thinking about buying the other ones, but now that I've got these ones, I want to play with them for a while. I don't know if I need another set. Yeah, I think I'm between these and my cheapos, I probably don't need another set. But need is such a formative word. Need? No, I don't need another set. Want? Maybe. Yeah, I would definitely give that a try. You know, pick out the pick up the ones you're missing if you can find them open stock and try them out. Yes, I always need another set of pencils. Although I think I've pretty much cornered the market on all of the pencils. There's a couple of high-end ones that I really want to get. But there's new ones coming out all the time, and I got to try them all. So that's... Oh, that's nice. I hope they get there. I'm still waiting for my last order from Ally, and it's been 28 days, or no, 18 days. So, and it seems to be, I gotta stop looking at the tracking because it's driving me crazy. It seems to be stalled somewhere. It hasn't been updated since the 18th. 4 pounds, so that's 8. Yeah, that's a really good price. It's like, for the... Yes, I will be evicting the youngins. If I get many more pencils, I'm going to have to. But yeah, that's a full set of the 60 set in the US is $60 American. So if you got them for way less, then of course it's a good deal. Even missing some. Okay, I think that looks all right. What do you guys think? I'm going to put in some reds for the rocks, and then I'm going to do browns for the rest of the sand coming down. Yeah, that is really weird that you guys don't have the chroma flow. They're made in England. You would think people in England would have first dibs on them. All right, so I'm going to add some more reds to these rocks here. And I'm just going to do a little bit on the outer areas of them. And then I'll add a little bit of terracotta color to them. Some of these areas I'll leave, and I'll do that light sandy brown color because it looks like sand piles to me. You know how you get sand build up in the rocks when you have large amounts of rocks. Yeah, that's just not right. You guys should have first dibs on them. should have actually grabbed this one. Just get into those smaller areas. All right, now we're going to take our terracotta. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe they were just made for the US market. Maybe we're just a test market to see if they're any good. It does make you wonder. I think we were just a test market, you know, or, maybe they're sitting there going, the people in the US will buy anything. Watch this. Yeah, that's what I expected, was that we were just a test market. I don't know how much they are out there, but when they first hit the market out here, I really liked them. They were very, very inexpensive. I just think they need more colors. But yeah, if they were really expensive, I probably would have not bought them, because they are a smaller set. And when I bought them, they were like $16, $17. Oh, cool. So the rumor going around is we're the guinea pigs. That's about right. All right, I'm almost done, guys. So I'm going to cover the entirety of the rest of it, except for the odd little areas here with some stones with the sandy brown color. I'll cover these other divot areas with some red and some terracotta and just blend it all together. Hi, Minerva. Did you get my email? sharpen off this coloring here so that I'm not really adding too much red to it with the bit that's on there. Hi, okay, Sylvie, have a good day. Thank you for coming. And then we're just going to add a little bit more brown. Okay, I sent you an email with your tracking number in it. I hope you got it. And I hope I'm talking to the right Marvina. Minerva. Martinez. Pretty sure I only have one Minerva that hangs out, so. After stream, I'll take a look and make sure that it's sent. Yeah, it's possible. But I'll take a look after stream and make sure that it's sent anyway, because sometimes that happens too. Now I'm going a little heavy on this area here because it's an area that I used an eraser. So it's going to take a little bit more to press that into the page and have it look even. All right, now I'm going to use a bigger stump on it, just to make sure I get it all. And I should have gone a little bit lower with her pants too, but oh well. What we'll do is we'll take, where is it? What number is it? $500. So we'll take this one here and we'll just go into here. And we'll take this one. And we'll just make it look like we didn't forget to go down far enough. All right, Barb, see you later. Thank you. And there we go. How to fix when you think that you've not put in enough color in. It's not perfect, but it does give that misty kind of look, like it's still there. And it's still the right colors, so that's good. All right, so on this side, we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to put in a little bit of terracotta in with those reds. And we're going to put in some light brown sand color. I can't believe we're almost finished. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to blend that all together. I don't think I put enough down there. And I'm using the wrong stub. Where is my, there it is. Need more. I was just using a normal rubber for, it's actually got a bit of sand in it. I just grabbed whatever one I could find at the time. I haven't found, I haven't figured out the best way to use the kneaded ones. I find that they don't work very good for me. And it's probably me. It's probably the way I'm using them. One of these days I'm going to have to find a video on how to use those properly. Because I don't use them properly. And I know I don't. My husband uses them, and he showed me how to use them, and I still don't do it right. Because it doesn't seem to work really good for me. And I know they work great because my husband uses them all the time. Okay, well, that's good. As long as I'm not the only one that sits there going, how do you do that? But no, I don't know how to use a kneaded eraser very well, and I do have to, take a look at that because I know that it works better for things like pastels and stuff like that. Okay. Ta-da! I think I need to put in, I think it's all right. Maybe put in a little bit more here. It's so close to her skin color. It doesn't look right, I think. Maybe I'll add a bit of yellow to it. In just little areas. I don't want it to be a yellow sandy color because that's just not the color of sand and dirt over there. So, but I do want it to be a little bit different than her skin, especially when it's right up against her skin. I think that's a little better. What do you guys think? I just try to remember. I tried writing down my stuff once, and I've done a couple of color alongs, but normally I don't keep track of the colors I use because it's hard, and sometimes it's like I like this color in there, and I want a little bit more of this and I want a little bit more of that, and by the time I'm done putting all of the colors that I've put in for little tiny areas, I've written down 6,000 different colors. And I will probably never use that color combination again. It was specific to that picture. But when I do color alongs where I want you to color with me and color the same picture and that sort of thing, I do write them down and I do post them at the bottom of the screen. I'm just trying to take off a bit of the overflow here off the edge of the page. And that's just my being overly particular. Trying to be as perfect as possible, and I don't need to be. I know I don't need to be. There we go. It is all done except for her tattoo. And we're going to do that with these gel pens. And these are the Heathrone extra large ink capacity 60 gel pen set. And I'm going to use some sparkly ones and some metallic ones because she just looks like she would have metallics. Let's see here. Yeah, might have to use a couple of regulars too. Trying to make it as normal as possible as well. So let's add a couple of pastel-y colors. So we've got some greens and we've got some red, pinks and purples. And I need this green. Oh, no, I need gold, I think. And let's put some gold in there for the swirls. All right. Absolutely. Yes, I will actually run out after I do this, and I'll spray it and I'll come back in and show y'all. So I'm just using the gold for the little doodaddies. And we're going to use a little bit of light green. And a little bit of dark green. Let's do dark green sparkles. I know you guys probably can't see this very well because it's really dark. And we're going to put it on this leaf, and that leaf, and that leaf, and that leaf, oh, and this leaf. Make sure we get it on all the leaves. And then we'll use this green. Okay. And did I put gold on that one? I don't think I did. I've sprayed the pens before, and it didn't ever have any major reaction with them, so. And I think I want to do this part first. Oh, this is a dark purple. I was expecting it to be lighter. That is a much darker purple than I was expecting. So I'll actually just do this lighter purple, and we'll use the darker purple as accent. And let it dry for a little bit here. Trying not to erase the drawn in lines. For some reason, these are quite, they cover quite a bit. Like they almost white out the artist ink. Even this is a little bit darker than I was expecting it to be. Thank you so much for coming, Rosario. It has been a slice. A slice of pleasant pie. All right. Okay, so we've got all the purples done. And we'll let that dry for a bit, and then we'll put the dark purple on it. And I want a nice sparkly yellow for the centers. And then I'll take this metallic purple and just put in a couple of little bits into the purple here. I think I may have chosen the wrong gel pens for this because these are really juicy. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a bit and let it dry, and then we'll take it out and spray it and take a look at it. I'm going to actually go over wildlife there with the black glitter pen. Make it stick out a little. And then we'll give it a good spritz with some fixative and make it all pretty. I think it looks pretty good. So while we're waiting for that to dry, is there anybody here that would like to join Sylvie as a moderator? For my channel? Because I would like to have a couple more moderators if anybody wants to join me. And basically all a moderator does is just comes to the live streams when I have a live stream, you know, make sure that they, while they're watching chat and talking and whatnot, if somebody comes into the chat and says something horrible, they have the ability to remove them from the chat and that sort of thing. So if anybody would like to be a moderator, please let me know and I will give you a wonderful little tool, just like Nightbot has there, and you can just whack them all with your wrench. So I'll let you all think about that while I go and spray this. I'm going to put you on a brief little pause. You'll look at some pretty little black background with some nice little flowers and leaves on it, and I will be right back. I might even put some music on. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back, I think. So I've sprayed it, and I spray it with this fixative. Let's turn it this way so you can actually read it. It's the Cryon Workable Fixative, and I have sprayed it and aired it out a little bit, and it's all done. What do you guys think? Make sure I don't have you muted, because that happens sometimes. Let's see. Anybody? Let's make sure. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it darkened up a little bit in the red here, but otherwise not a whole lot of color change. But now I can rub against it and not get it all over the place. So I can put it away. However, it did make the brown area here that I colored in that brown stand out a little bit more, but it sort of works itself into it. And there was no change with the tattoo. It didn't bleed or run or anything, so that's good too. I'll turn the light on here for a second so you can hopefully see the glitter. Nope. Nope. Can't see the glitter. I can see the glitter. But I would like to thank you all very much for joining me. If you do want to be a moderator, if you could please let me know, either during the ending part of this stream into next stream. Of course, I'll be streaming again on Wednesday. Oh, actually, I might not be. I forgot. My husband has taken the week off, so I will be trying to get my videos out and trying to do the streams, but because it's supposed to do nothing but rain here, so I don't think we have anything planned. On Friday, I do have an appointment to get my vaccination done, so we will see how I feel on Saturday. Hopefully, I will have the same responses as my husband did and have no side effects. That would be cool. But otherwise, I want to thank you all very much for joining me. Of course, if you want to join us over on Facebook, we do have a Facebook page, and I will post this in our Saturday Color and Chat album in our Facebook page. And that's about it. Remember to go over to Amazon Tammy's stream today. It will be at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so that will be in about 2 hours. And she will be finishing off this picture as well. Yes, I hope I do well too. I'm a little concerned about it. But he had no side effects whatsoever. He's going to get his second one done while I have my first one done. But his first one he had absolutely no side effects from. So hopefully I have the same luck. But I will be back, and I will definitely leave notice if I won't be streaming. And of course, with my husband home, expect to hear some sounds that you don't normally hear during my recordings. Other than that, guys, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic day and a wonderful rest of your weekend. Of course, this is a hashtag Color Australia in April. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.